Can you walk through a pre-planned week that is likely to change and needs adjustments as the week goes on? How do you tackle those adjustments?
I think people tend to get into their head this idea that it's binary. The week either went according to plan or it didn't go according to plan. And I'd love you to see that just as a scale. How according to plan or not according to the plan did the week go? So let's take the edges of the scale. Everybody will get lucky a couple times a year and it just goes perfect. Like almost exactly the way you called it. All the appointments happened exactly when you said they were going to happen. And you did the shallow work in exactly the order and the deep work in exactly the order you said. And by the end of the week, it just sort of went exactly the plan. And there's those weeks that Monday morning, you get a piece of news that just effectively bombs the rest of the week and nothing is going to happen the way that you said. So let's call that the edges of our scale. Everything you're going to experience is going to be somewhere on the scale in between there. So now the question is, what's the game? The game is simply, it's Monday. I just got an email that effectively rendered my entire plan pointless, useless. The game remains the same. It's always the same game. How do I use the remaining time between now and Friday to win the week? That's it. It's the same game. It's not a different game. I think people make it as if like, oh, well, I had a plan, but now I'm off plan. No, it's always, you have a set of goals for this week, this month, and this year. Now, let's complicate it a little bit. Let's start to add some complication to it. I've had goals that became pointless on a week basis that still didn't change where I was trying to get in the month. Here's a good example. I have a macro goal to create as much content as we can. In fact, I want to create 10 times more content that we can put in LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, right? And the problem was I could not see myself putting in 10 times more time scripting YouTube videos and scripting this stuff. So the problem is I had a goal, but I didn't know how I was going to get to that goal because the goal was 10x, whereas I couldn't put in 10x more effort. This is where leverage comes in. So I need to get more clever. So this format of Tribe Talks is the answer because it occurred to me that I am coaching a lot. Am I dropping the knowledge bombs like for hours a week? I might be doing 10 hours a week of like coaching people. So then what was happening is I was creating a separate category. I was saying over here, I've got 10 hours a week of coaching. I need to find 10 more hours to film myself. Well, then I asked myself a simple question. Can I just combine those two? Meaning when I'm coaching, can I somehow combine my coaching with filming myself while I'm coaching and turn that into useful content? So so the answer was yes, and that's Tribe Talks, and that's the experiment that we're running here, and it seems to be going well so far. That made my weekly and monthly goals irrelevant. So if I had goals on my life map that said script 10 scripts for YouTube or film 10 scripts for YouTube, we've just superseded and made irrelevant that entire goal. And that's a good thing. So it's okay as you're playing your week and as you're optimizing your week, you may find that because of an emergency or because of a change in circumstance or because of whatever, what you are gunning for this week or what you are gunning for this month became irrelevant. It's okay. You're still probably navigating to where you want to get this quarter or this year, and you just resituate. Great. So now I got to create a new monthly champagne moment, or I got to create a new weekly champagne moment. A lot of people feel like they're cast out to sea, but my champagne moment was made irrelevant. Okay, your weekly champagne moment was made irrelevant, but do you still want to get to the same place you want to get this month? Yeah? Okay, well, stop blubbering about it and just like accept this new circumstance, which could be positive or could be negative, but it's the new circumstance. And let's create a new weekly champagne moment and let's keep trying to get to where we want to get to this month or this quarter. Most things just render a part of your life map irrelevant, like this month or this week. So coming back to the question, what happens when adjustments need to be made? They always need to be made. They're either going to be made on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis or even a quarterly basis. We are constantly in the process of tweaking and nurturing and updating our life map and our plan It's a constantly in flux, and that is the game. So I like to think about it less as set it and forget it. I set the plan and now I'm emotionally invested in it going to plan. That's a losing game. Between now and that point, I know that 100,000 things are going to go wrong and change and evolve and develop, and I'm going to get new information. So the whole game between now and then is not to predict exactly what's going to happen and follow some kind of path. The whole game is simply to continue the process of optimizing such that I can hit that goal. And I frankly don't care if I find completely different, more optimal ways of doing it, or if the goal itself becomes non-optimal. What if I find something that's even better than the boot camps at facilitating transformational change for my clients? Well, great, then I'll do that. Because ultimately, it's all about my life map. It's all about if it's going to get me somewhere I need to go on my life map, I'm willing to trade, I'm willing to realign, I'm willing to renegotiate, I'm willing to take a step back and resituate and go forward, because ultimately, it's all going to land somewhere on my life map.